What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am. Today, I've got a story time for you guys. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to title it, but basically, there was a kid in my neighborhood when I was younger that ended up destroying this random lady's car on accident, also kind of on purpose. It's complicated. Regardless, the story is pretty hilarious, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get into it, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. I will chop you down in Minecraft with my iron axe. I'm not playing games out here. I will deforest everything in your Minecraft world. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
It's not good. Nice racking her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million. Swear I'm a little drunk, but it's a hell of a feeling.
Alright guys, I don't know if this was just me, but for some reason, I had this one kid in my neighborhood growing up who like had to show off that he was the most extreme kid, even though nobody was asking him. Like, he would constantly be telling people that he did, you know, this really cool thing on a motorcycle, and we'd be like, yo dude, that's super cool. I remember he was the type of kid, he broke his arm one time and like told everybody that he was wrestling Hulk Hogan during the X Games, and all of us were like, yeah, probably not, dude. And for some reason, whenever I tell this story, everybody is like, yeah, there was a kid in my neighborhood who would just do dangerous stuff to try to look cool, and this is the story of his ultimate fail. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty embarrassing. So for some reason, he went through this phase. I'm gonna name him Trevor for the story. That's just a very dangerous kid name. Trevor went through this phase where he was like obsessed with BMX bikes. You know what I'm saying? And I think BMXing is pretty cool. I skated a lot when I was a kid, and like I respect BMX bikes, you know. But this kid just had a way of doing it that was pretty annoying. He would just like jump stuff, you know? But he had no respect for anyone's stuff, so he would like just make jumps in random people's front yards and like grind on people's, you know, planter boxes in the front of their houses and whatnot. So most of the parents just didn't really like his BMXing ways. But regardless, he thought it was really cool that everybody hated his BMX riding. He thought it was because like, I'm so extreme that nobody can handle it. And the reality is he was just kind of like destroying everybody's stuff in the neighborhood. And regardless, one day he's kind of telling everybody that he's got this plan for like a super awesome jump, and everybody's going to be so impressed by it, and it's going to be his big break to getting sponsored. Just really hyping himself up, and obviously all the other kids in the neighborhood are like very interested to see what he does. And we had this old lady on the corner of the street, and I'm going to name her Miss G. Miss G was pretty grumpy, you know. She was nice to some kids, but for the most part, she just wanted people to stay out of her yard, which when you're a kid, you think is like unreasonable. But now I'm like, yeah, I understand why you didn't want a bunch of kids just all over your stuff making bike jumps. Like, I get that. And, you know, she had this reputation of always coming out and yelling at kids whenever we were there. So she, like, it was pretty cool to do stuff in her yard. I don't know why that sounds really stupid, but you get what I'm saying. Like, dude, he's gonna get yelled at for doing it. And she had this car parked in her driveway. And the way that her driveway was, it was kind of on a hill. So, like, there was this natural ramp kind of next to her car. And on the other side was just a normal driveway. And he, like, had his bike, and he's telling everybody that he's gonna jump over her car. And I was skating at the time, like I was a skater, and I instantly realized that the ramp in front of the car, like the driveway ramp, is not, there's no way it's steep enough to get over this car. Like, if he genuinely tries to do this, he is basically gonna slam into the side of this Camry going Mach 10 and break probably a couple bones. Like, this ramp just is not steep enough to get over this car. So before he does it, I kind of tell him, because I'm watching, hey man, are you sure it's steep enough? And he looks at me and he's like, yes, idiot, I'm sure it's steep enough. Are you the guy who's good at jumping bikes? And, you know, when he did that, this sounds horrible, but I just didn't correct him. Like, it wasn't worth it to me, you know? I was like, all right, dude, that's how it's gonna be. I was trying to warn you that you're about to slam into the side of a car, but whatever. If you don't believe me, then, yeah, by all means, go try to figure it out for yourself. And when you, like, break your shoulders in half, that's not my problem. In retrospect, I probably should have said something anyways, but oh well, that's what you get sometimes for being a jerk. Plus, dude, like, okay, I didn't feel bad at all, to be honest. I'm just saying that I should have felt bad for the video's sake. But, like, nah, bro, if I try to warn you that you're being dumb and you act like I'm the stupid one, then by all means, man, you made your bed, lie in it. So he starts, like, hyping everybody up, and everybody's obviously impressed, thinking that he's going to be able to do it. But I know what's about to happen, so he backs up. He goes, like, halfway up the street and just starts pedaling like a madman, flying towards this, like, driveway ramp thing. And he's going pretty fast. fast. I'm gonna be honest, he was very good at riding his bike, just not the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to like jumping over things. It should have been obvious he's not gonna do it, but here he comes Mach 10, and he hits the top of the ramp, and sure enough, the front of his tire just slams into the passenger window of the car, and it just shatters instantly. Like, the rubber had just compressed and the rim hit it. He goes flipping over the car with the bike like flipping after him, dude, and he lands on his shoulder and like slides. Thankfully, he was one of those kids too. He wore a leather jacket everywhere, the same leather jacket every day. The jacket was pretty messed up, but like he wasn't. The bike lands and is like doing all these flips, and sure enough, dude, it had like dented the top of the car, and he had smashed the passenger window because the jump had literally just like vumped him right into the side of the car. Exactly what I told him was gonna happen. And what makes it even dumber, dude, for those of you who have ever jumped a bike, you're supposed to like pull up on the front of the bike, you know, kind of bunny hop it a little bit so that way you get a little bit more air. He had just like gone off the ramp. He didn't lift up at all, so he had basically just like bumped into the side of the car. And he gets up, and the look on his face is pure fear because he realizes that he just smashed the window of the car and the bike had tumbled and made all this noise. So there's no way that this old lady in here doesn't know what's going on. Anyways, the kid gets up after like sliding and just starts running towards his bike, fear in his eyes. But by the time he gets to the bike, which is like halfway down the other side of the driveway, the door is already open and the lady is coming out going, "What the was that? What was that? What was that?" And every neighborhood kid just scatters, bro. And I'm watching from across the street, so I don't really move because I wasn't involved. And this lady wants to yell at me like, "Yo, I'll stand up for myself. I had nothing to do with this. I just want to watch it go down." But most of the other kids just run as fast as humanly possible because this lady just had a reputation for yelling at people, and they're horrified. And the kid is standing there in her driveway with the bike. The front tire is all messed up and bent. He can't ride away. There's glass everywhere. The top of her car is dented and scratched, and he's just standing there. And instantly she's like, "Did you hit my car? Are you kidding me? Da 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 da." And the kid is trying to stammer out, but all he gets out is no. He says no, and she's like, "Then how did this happen? How did this happen, huh? How did this happen?" And the kid is just standing there, and the lady like walks over to him and grabs his ear and just starts pulling him into the house. And he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And she's like, "I don't care. This is ridiculous. I'm telling your parents." Hi, I'm gonna interrupt the video for a second. On screen is a PlayStation gift card. Whoever gets it, gets it. It's just there to say thank you for everybody who's subscribed. If you're not subscribed already, you should. I give away a gift card every video, and I mean, it's literally free. If you don't like my videos anymore, you're more than welcome to unsubscribe. But yeah, apparently half the people who watch my videos don't. So if you're not already subscribed, press the like button, all that good stuff. And yeah, on that note, let's get back into the video. So at that point, once he's kind of like dragged towards the house, I decide to go home. And I go home, dude, and I'm sitting there playing PlayStation, and my mom walks in and she goes, "Hey, did anything happen outside? Like, did anything happen?" And I'm like, "Nope, nothing happened." And she's like, "Really? Nothing happened?" And I'm like, "No." And my mom says, "That's crazy because Miss G is going around talking about how all the kids like watch this kid break her car and trying to figure out what's going on and whatnot." And, you know, she asked if you saw anything. And at that point, I just told my mom everything because I wasn't trying to get blamed or get in trouble for anything. And my mom thought it was hilarious too, dude. I didn't end up getting in any trouble, only he did. He ended up having to pay for everything. And after that, his, like, daredevil ways kind of slowed down quite a bit. I think he realized he's not Evel Knievel, but nothing will humble you quite like eating it in front of literally the entire neighborhood and embarrassing yourself and then having to, like, mow lawns for 5 months to pay back the old lady whose window you broke. Yeah, I feel like that would be pretty embarrassing. I probably would not be a stuntman after that either, but hey, that's just the way the ball bounces sometimes, dude. I don't feel bad either, because I literally warned him. I was like, "Yay, just so you know, this is not going to work." And he told me I was stupid. Maybe if he was such a good stuntman, he would have found a way to jump over a car without, like, you know, actually hitting the car. And what's even dumber is it was his idea. Like, it wasn't like anybody dared him to do it and he got peer pressured into trying to go for it. He rounded up all the neighborhood kids and tried to do it to, like, flex and show off how dope he was. And the answer is it was not very sick, dude. If anything, now you're just kind of going to be known as the guy who broke an old lady's car window on the internet. But be glad I didn't say your real name, Trevor. It could be worse, dude. It always could be worse. On that note, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to to press the like button if you enjoyed it. I would really appreciate it. It helps the video do better. Go ahead and comment down below as well. That also really helps. If you don't know what to comment, go ahead and comment the word bicycle down below if you think that you personally could have jumped over the car. Other than that, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff, and check out the OG Sub Club and Haha merch. The link to the merch will be in the description. And if you want more content, if you just love my silk, buttery smooth voice, I do have a podcast known as the SKUFFED Cast. I will put the link in the top of the description. And yeah, other than that, hopefully you guys have an incredible day. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.